Well, hi there, guys. It's Leslie, and this is your last video for the butterfly class. So here's what came in your, or should have, should have been in your envelope. Okay, you have two tailored tag punches, one in black, one in white. We'll get to those. You have a little template for this one. Okay, we're going to get to that. You have a piece of basic black that's 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to go on your card front. This is your inside. This is how you're going to make your pop-up part. We'll get to that. And your actual card base, which is the Magenta Madness. Okay, so this one is scored for you. I still like to match up my corners just in case there was anything funky going on with my scoring. Usually it just folds just right, but you never know, and you want to make sure that you've got it creased really well. Okay, this one for your inside is not scored. If you want, you can score it. The reason I didn't was because if it's off just the littlest bit, it can throw off your pop-up card on the inside. So my suggestion is to just go ahead, make sure your corners and stuff are lined up really well, and just go ahead and score that inside. Okay. Now, for those of you who did the donkey class, you are going to recognize this card. You're going to put your template here, okay? And you can mark it with a pencil, or you can just use it to help you line this up. Okay, I just find it easier to help me line it up. Okay, so I'm just going to find that groove right there so that it's connecting right there, like that. And then once you've got it where you want it, hang on to the card, push the template out of the way. Make sure you're scoring, not cutting. This card will totally not work if you cut this off. Okay, so then you're going to score, and I would go a couple of times until you really start to see a score, because you're going through 2 layers. Now once you've got a little bit of a score on this side, I would go ahead and line that up and score the other way. Okay, so you get a really good deep score in both directions. Okay, so this is what's going to make this card work. So let me show you how this is going to happen. You want to be very gentle when you do this, kind of like a grocery bag where you get that funny pop. So this is going to kind of fold backwards a little bit, and again, you want to just sort of pinch and make it go a little bit, and then this one should, this should want to come forward. Okay. Oh, I did it backwards. So this, you want to pinch from this side. So you want this to kind of push in here. Okay, and this to kind of push in this way, and this to come this way. See what we're doing? Yeah, it's being a little temperamental. So this wants to go forward. Well, it doesn't want to, but you want it to. You want to push this towards the inside, and then these kind of go this way. And you just want to kind of push along those a little bit here. Get down this way. And then once they start going, then you should be in pretty good shape. So what you want is for your inside to look like this. Okay? So it's going to open like that. All right? So you're going to tuck it in nice and close here. You're going to have a little bit of room here, and that's okay. You want that. Okay? All right. So once you have it looking like this, you've done your gentle pinching and you've pulled this V down in, okay, then you can do, I find the easiest thing to do is to put your adhesive, and you're going to want something pretty strong. You could use tear and tape, you can use Seal or Seal Plus, anything that's pretty good and strong, and you're going to want to really, don't be shy with it, okay? This is not the time to be just doing a little bit. All right, so for this one, I would take the non-sticky side and get it right where you want it. Okay, I'm sticking to it like crazy. You want it just touching that crease in there, okay? And you want your border as even as you can get it. And then you're just going to close that back down. Okay, I know the front isn't glued yet. That's good. Okay, so now this is in place and is not going anywhere. So you can add your adhesive here. Okay. Like that. I'll get a little more in this corner. When I turn that corner, it kind of... Okay. All right. So you're going to hold this, and then you're just going to close the front and do the exact same thing. Just close that front over. You're not going to want to try and do this holding it up in the air or anything. Do it on your table so that you have that. Okay. Now, that does not look all that exciting until you get some butterflies on there. Okay. Now, here's the trick. You have to be careful about where these butterflies are, because you don't want them sticking out of your card. Okay, so wherever you decide to put your butterflies, you want to make sure that when you close it, it's not peeking out. Okay, so do some tests. Then put your adhesive on your butterfly. Okay. And make sure it's on the inside. Okay. And I'm just kind of watching to make sure that my adhesive is going to get covered. There we go. All right, so now when they open it, you've got these butterflies, and you can make them pop up wherever you want. All right, but again, you want to make sure that when you do that, they're all inside the card, so that when you open it, they're flying around. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of hold that, close that down, and that butterfly won't stick out anywhere. So I kind of know where to adhere it. So I'm just going to put adhesive on these bottom two pieces down here. so that the top wings look like they're flying. Okay. Like that. Okay. So you get those butterflies that are flying out, and you can get some little ones in there. I'm kind of out of little ones, I think. I might have to die cut a few more. Or because I have a few more colored ones here. So, and they might be a little big. You might have to do a little finagling, okay? And as long as they stay inside there, like if I were able to get that one in there, that's going to really fly up there. And I would only have adhesive on this side, okay? But when it folds in, okay, so we'll just put a little bit of adhesive over here, like that. Tuck that one in down here. You also want to make sure it's not across any of the crease lines, okay? So you're going to just put that in there. And then those butterflies just pop right up, okay? So that's the inside, and you of course can stamp a message or anything that you want there. Now you are going to have a little bit of gap here, okay? It's not going to lay all the way out flat, and that's okay. All right, it's much better that it will fold flat and be all tucked in and ready for mailing, and that the function works. Okay, that's much more important. All right, so then this is going to go on the front. All right, so let's get a little adhesive on there. Okay. So you're going to want to keep that little template somewhere close by, or make a note somewhere to yourself that the measurements are what works. The 2 3/4 across the top and the 3.5 inches down on a typical inside piece. Okay, if you want to figure out math for a different size, be my guest. And then you just connect those little marks diagonally to get, so this diagonal is your important piece, and these are the measurements that are going to get you there. But this little template, if you just keep it somewhere safe in your craft room, then you'll always be able to use it. Okay, so I wasn't really sure which one of these I wanted to use. We did use a piece of this on the Misty Moonlight card, and we cut most of the bright off of it. But I was thinking if I cut it a little bit differently this time, and we cut more of the mint macaron off, this would look really great against that black. I also think this one would look pretty stunning with this pink in the middle. So you'd have to trim maybe from the top. So let's try this one since you've seen this one in action. Let's go with this one. Okay, so let me grab my trimmer. We'll push the scoring blade out of the way, and I'm going to start first by getting it to the right height. Now I want, this is 4 by 5 1/4, so we want 5 inches. So I need a whole inch off of this. So I'm going to probably take a 1/2 inch off the bottom. And a 1/2 inch off the top. Now I'm measuring over here so that most of this is supported. Okay. So you've got 2 nice long strips that that you can use to decorate things, to use the back if you want that pretty watercolor look. Now I have mostly pink over here, so I'm going to do my 3 3/4 this way and cut off most of the blue. All right, so I'm going to have mostly those warm colors over here, and we're going to get rid of, well, not get rid of, just for this card front. We're going to take that piece off, so you have lots of good pieces left over for something else, okay? And we'll use this piece for our front. Okay. Oh, I really like the way that looks. A lot. All right. Now, if you happen to have any additional butterflies left over that you want to add to the front, you of course could do that. I have this, happen to have this pink one, this swallowtail that I could put on there if I wanted to. I kind of like it up here, covering some of that blue and really pulling that pink out of there. So we may do that. All right, let's see how we do for our greeting. This is your Taylor Tag Punch, and you're going to take this one and cut it in half lengthwise. Okay. Like that. Then you're going to stamp your greeting. This one's going to be a thank you card. And I'm going to use the Memento Black to pull that black right out of there. Okay. There we go. All right. Then a little bit of adhesive on the back here. Of this one. All right. Then we're going to just put this here so that it appears that we have a bigger layer behind there. We really don't. Okay. There we go. And that can have dimensionals. Okay. Like that. I think I'm going to put this down in this corner, again, to sort of really emphasize the colors that I want and kind of cover up the colors that I don't want. All right, see how you really see that pink, and you've disguised the yellow a little bit, and you've disguised the green and the blue a little bit, and really let those other colors pop. So I'm going to just give this just a little bit, not a lot, but I'm just going to curl that up. I know it'll probably get flattened mailing, but that's okay. I just want to have it look like it's flying off that page a little bit. And will it probably get crushed a little in the envelope? Yeah, it probably will. But, you know, it won't get totally crushed, hopefully. Hopefully it will want to come back to it. Let's see here. So I'm just going to use a little row of glue dots going right down the middle of that body. There. Okay. and use that because those glue dots are pretty strong. So there. Okay. And I did just make it. Whoops. All right. So I hope that that is a card that you just love. And there's probably an inside greeting if you really wanted it, or plenty of room still to add. And you could even, if you still have some little butterflies kicking around, I'm looking to see if I have a pretty colored one or something. To put on the inside. Looks like most of my little ones got used, but you could put one over here so that it's flying up to meet its friends, or, you know, whatever, so you still have room to write. Decorate it however you want. You know the drill. All right, so I am actually going to share with you guys in a little bit another video that you are not going to have supplies for, but it's the whole reason that I included the classic label punch as an add-on. So you'll have one extra tutorial and one extra video for that, and I will share that with you in a little bit. Thanks, guys.